When I'm on my highest peak. Hello, everyone. Highest Joseph Peak Schultz here, and welcome to a critical album review of this new project, SnowDrift, by ShawnPhenomenon. We're here to critically dive into one of the projects that I love and that I cherish, that I hold. And we're really gonna just jump right into it and just give my thoughts, my opinions. For me to fully enjoy an album, I have to give it time to soak, to marinate, to seep into my pores and really feel the message and the story. For me to really give a good critical review of it. But yeah, I feel like it's been a couple weeks since it's been run out. I've been on a trip. I've talked to the mastermind behind this project in depth about it. And I think I've had a pretty good grasp of what I think this project tells in the story, in the flow, and how it goes. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. I don't know if this will be going to the world or just for you, man. So yeah, let's get it. So Twilight Interlude. Twilight Interlude is a great way to start off this cinematic journey, you could say, with beautiful high harmonies at the beginning, nice and soft, kind of towards the back. Very good spoken word with sound effects complementing the things that you are saying. With thunder, you know, we talk about thunder, there's thunder. When we're talking about rain, there's rain, and very, very well done on that part. Maybe this is the piece that you're looking for with lyrics and words like those. Very nice and really kind of give it a good feel to how this project should be going. And then yeah, it jumps right into Pressure. Pressure is a great song, really good beginning song. It's got a catchy hook, really catchy, really grasps you and captivates you. Pressure being, about, what the pressure of what people think and, like listening to it or not, or living it up to it or not. It's kind of an internal battle for Shawn here. With a very nice dark ending, and goes perfectly with the next song. Another thing about Pressure is the things that you can hear in details if you're paying attention. If you're just listening for the song out of enjoyment, it's gonna be great for you, but you're gonna kind of miss certain things, and you can hear some things in this year, something more soft, highs, lows. Very well done in terms of mixing. And then it transitions perfectly into Highest Peak, which is perfect. Probably one of the top 3 best songs on this album, and it's got a great feature on it with Soren. Hard hitting beat, really, you definitely hear it. Talking about, when you're at your highest peak and taking everything in, and you feel like you've been accomplished, and it definitely feels like, with Pressure and Highest Peak really gives you that feel of, okay, I've made it. I'm at this peak. I feel good about it. The flow reminds me a little bit of Quedeca, just my opinion. I'm gonna catch some slack for that one. The really good. Soren did a great job, great vocal mix on his part. Outshined Shawn just a little bit in certain parts, in my opinion. Maybe too long, don't need to be afraid of that part. Such a good part. Nice radio ending, which was really good too. And then yeah, the Highest Peak was one of the greatest songs on here. With the next song going perfectly with the radio sounds, transitioning to Tell Me. And Tell Me was, when I first listened, such an emotional song. For me, just the lyrics behind it. Does it still feel like a dream? Does your heart skip a beat? Just my highest peak has gone, like reflecting literally on the last song just before it. And wow, I've never heard such a great emotional storytelling that I have on that song right there. And it's all about a song about Shawn and his recent relationship of staying or going, asking those questions, another life, another time, another guy, like just real lyrics of just, real life, actual questions that, that you want to ask but are afraid to ask sometimes. Just really raw lyrics hit me with even one part, because do I stay or do I leave? And that's the great thing about music, is you take it in your own way. And Sean's talking about relationship here, but I looked at it, you know, with my situation and reflecting on it of, you know, do I stay or do I leave in my own way? And I feel like that was so cool, and that was so good just to hear that. Yeah, so that's what I would conclude as kind of like the first part of this album. This first part of the album is very strong, and it hits very well emotionally, beat wise. A couple things though for this first part that I would take away though is the interlude is the beginning, you know, a little long, clocking itself around 3 minutes, which not necessarily is bad, but with, you know, you want an intro to kind of be short to get, you know, people right into the album, really to the experience. And then Pressure also too has a long intro with about 40 seconds, which, you know, we've already had a 3-minute interlude / intro. We don't really need a long intro for the beginning opening title song, which, you know, it has some ups and downs to it, you know, if you definitely want, you know, a story to be told and stuff. But that's my opinion. The beat also on Pressure needed to hit harder as an opening song. That just has to be a must. But like Highest Peak had such a banging beat that it kind of lacked a little bit on Pressure, which is not necessarily bad, but that's just my opinion. Also a long intro. Yeah, the beginning of the song was banger, it wasn't hard, of course. And also Highest Peak, couple parts that were a little hard to understand on Sean's verse. You can make out what he's saying, but not to the fullest degree. When I try to sing and rap along to it, I'm kind of just mumbling my words. But yeah, that's just little things like that. And the ending part of Highest Peak, you know, when I'm afraid, it kind of fits, but I would have taken it out because, you know, it's still also a little longer of a song. And then also for Tell Me real quick, with such an emotional, heavy hitting song, you kind of get this like abrupt ending. I would have ended it way softer, a little more chill, kind of prepare you for the next song. So just little things like that, in my opinion, that could have been fixed. But overall, great beginning and banging songs for the beginning of this album. And then we're gonna kind of get into the middle part of it. We have Snowfall, which is next. Very nice, very cool, calm. Kind of puts you in this different headspace with time kind of like passing by with the clicking, the helicopter sounds. Very nice lyrics. With Welcome to Winter, the place where we all got our scars. Kind of reflecting on Sean's last album. Kind of, you know, listening to that and kind of where that's been. I love it. It kind of puts us on this now kind of descent of the mountain after we've kind of reached that high peak, with very, you know, soft, lush vocals, which I definitely enjoyed. You know, talking about trying to find a way back home and trying to find yourself when, you know, when a storm starts to come. And right after that, we have the Dusk Interlude, which was a very cinematic interlude. With different vocal presets, different things that you're hearing. It sounds like these all-powerful beings are just huddled together in just talking to each other and trying to figure out what to do with this certain situation of this relationship. Recent relationship. It feels like an impossible mountain to climb. It feels like there's no end because you're kind of starting on that descent. And it was really good, very well done, and I love the emotions, the lyrics behind this. Very, very well done. Next song comes to SnowDrift. Not SnowDrift. Not Fair, which is also a very good song. Got some nice techno glitch down to the beginning, high pitch to the left towards the beginning, which I loved. I feel I've gone too far, and that far is like just really like there. It's like right in front of you, just hits. I love it. Very well done. Just the vocals part, that one part just by itself was absolutely amazing. This song is a call for help and kind of an apology to just an apology of like, you know, it's not fair to you, but it's also a cry to God for help, which which is very good. The hook is great with emotion, talking about not fair to the person in the relationship he's in and trying to fix it when he can't. And the radio mix at the beginning on Shawn's voice, very, very, very well done. And then we get into SnowDrift. SnowDrift, my personal favorite song off of this entire LP. Just amazing song. The self-titled song with a great grand cinematic opening with a soft transition to a calm, very eerie guitar beat. Lyrics that hold the heart gently, but also have a huge impact. With lines like "Goodbye, I'll miss my life" probably being the best vocal line of the entire project. Just the way he delivers it, the way that it's spoken is it's so good, and it has such a huge impact. Lyrics saying, SnowDrift being the thing that transforms a person from what they were in a good sense, but also ripping them away in the comfort that they had been in their old selves. It's a beautiful transition from a magical, summer high peak to this, different aspect, but yet beautiful snow drift of winter. But it's also like, it's like the struggle. It's like this back and forth tension of wanting to be someone else, but also having comfort in the past self that you were. Very emotional ending, going very high, very, very high, towards that end chorus, which is very nice. He pulled it off very well. It doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound over auto-tuned. It sounds very good. The high vocals bringing out the best in every song. The high ones at the end were a nice touch. A chilly song from top to bottom, 100%. The beat comes in so perfectly. I heard wind chimes too right before the hook. So good. And the part that also lyrics kind of get me was why couldn't I stay? Why couldn't I stay? Just so good. Those lyrics mean so much to me, and goosebumps. Chilly track. Perfect way to finish the song from beginning. Like really flawless song, honestly. And then next we go into Lois Valley, which really brings us into that low of valleys. You kind of have that, like, there's peaks in life. You make it to a peak, and I feel like SnowDrift is kind of like that peak where you feel like you're kind of getting out of it, but SnowDrift just Lois Valley kind of just smacks you right back down to that low valley, talking about how everything and everyone around you can become strangers to you, and everything becomes just worthless. Soft vocals throughout this entire song. Also talking about God is the only way that can bring you out of this low valley, because all the other ways seem to be dead ends, and it's so true. It's nice and calm, big grand chorus in a soft way. People are strangers to me. So good. Very well done. And I would say that's kind of the conclusion of the midway, kind of the mid of the album. And a couple things I would say about the mid of the album. Snowfall, I know you've known about this, man, but like I could have done without. It's a very, very long, clocking in at 6:18. Goodness gracious. I'm just not a fan of the song running at 6 minutes and a half. With the song literally, you hear the sound effects and it sounds good and stuff, but it doesn't start until 2:15 that's when you actually hear something. It's a glorified interlude. Easily could have been just a 2-minute song with 2 interludes split off from it. I don't see the loss nor the loss of impact that it has with the whole song in its entirety. I felt you could have really done without, and literally just I would definitely keep Welcome to Winter, the place where all God starts. It's very soft, very nice, but definitely shorten it. You could have saved yourself a little bit of time, and I think you could have kept it. But I would have made it like a 2-minute song or an interlude, kind of like Swallowed the Key. Not Fair also kind of has a long intro. It feels like it loses energy. It doesn't have much energy there, and the beat comes in too late and only stays for a little while. If the beat came in a little sooner, I think it would have really been nice. Could have really kept its energy very nice until you dropped it and it was just the vocals, and then it comes back. That's one thing I would say for Not Fair. SnowDrift also suffers from kind of being a little too long, but you're more captivated and less bored because there's so much going on from beginning to end, even though that is a 5-minute song. Unlike Snowfall, where it sounds like it's just kind of blurred together. And also Lois Valley could probably also have been a 3.5-minute song. Didn't really need that last chorus. But other than that, that's pretty good for the mid part of the album. And then we're gonna kind of get into the last part of the album, which is next is going to be Train of Thought, which is a very, very cool song with car and train sounds from the beginning of the song to the end. Clean transition to the song from car effects to the beat. The song talks about Sean's thinking while he's driving. He's all alone, just him and his thoughts while he's driving. Cars go in both ears. We also see the problems of thinking and overthinking with Sean in this song, with friends, relationships, God, etc. Great lyrics, outro vocals amazing, talking about better times and enduring the hard times without falling down. And that outro on this song, probably also one of my favorites. I wish I could drive to better times. I can stand in the ocean. That's so freaking good without falling down. So good. Even there's a couple lyrics that got me. House can even your house can feel alone. Beauty to lust, beauty to rust. Great analogy, great stuff there. Great part, great transition into Fleeting Feeling. I personally, I'm not reviewing this track just because I'm on it. I think it's a 10 for 10 banger in every single way possible. I think it has a great transition from Train of Thought into our song Fleeting Feeling, with the effects, with the talking. I think it's a great song. Kind of towards the end of the album, I think it complements it very well. And I think one thing you say about it that I kind of realized recently is I think you talk about you walk further into the mountains and you feel like you're all alone, but it's a song with a feature with a friend, so it kind of helps you, not feel alone. And I feel like that was very well done. And then the last song on this LP is Heavy. Shoot, man, this is another great song with literally just guitar. Lyrics are definitely something else, just so good. With I just wished a thing that meant something to me. You can really feel the passion in the strain of your voice of everything that meant something to me. You feel that. Harmonies are beautiful, done by Camille, which are beautiful in their own way. Just the lyrics again, perfect song. Just exceptional in its own way. Quick start right off the bat too, really brings you into it. Not really a long intro. It really, the heart of the song is just amazing, with lyrics being okay and fixing problems right away, but also questioning and praying and waiting. Chorus is Sean pleading, crying out for help over fear, and having everything he wants without everything going away. It feels like it's also a sad, dark point of the valley, really sinking yourself into that dark point of the valley, but still such a literally a heavy, great song. This song also seems like it's from a relationship viewpoint, saying that he needs someone to help him through the sea, and just a great song. And the outro also too, very nice. Also talking about kind of like you are at this low point, but sooner or later, after winter, spring comes. And I feel like that's such a great analogy. I love the analogy and the use of seasons in every one of Sean's projects. So good. Yeah, so great transition for what's coming up and what's coming next. And not anything really bad to say about this. this ending. Train of Thought could have also kind of been a 2:30 song, with the empty space between kind of the ending of the song, you could say, and then an outro, which works. It could easily be looked at as another a chill song from the last three. Fleeting Feeling, I think there's nothing wrong with it in my opinion. I'm a little biased, but Heavy also is great, but there's the beat has that annoying click or clap, whatever, to it, and it just I think it's you can look over it. I look over it, but like it would have been so calm and so much peaceful without it, and it would give the vocals such a more impact instead of just this weird, stupid kind of click. Okay. But yeah, that's just my thing. And then I would have transitioned Heavy into an outro of itself. Heavy is a great song, but I feel like it should just be its own song that it just stands out because it's so good. And I feel like you could have made the outro about Into Spring a little more live and a little more here's what's next. I would have done a little more, maybe a minute and a half outro of you're lost in this deep point, but sooner or later you're welcomed into spring, and then spring is with wind or birds chirping or rushing water, and could have made it a little more impactful as it gets people ready for the next part. But yeah, that's the good, the bad so far. The overview: SnowDrift is an amazing, grand, beautiful, cinematic, auto-tune filled experience from beginning to end. There's no doubt about it. With talking about being at a high experience in life and also exploring your low points and getting through them. If it's a relationship, if it's God, if it's just problems within yourself or whatever, SnowDrift does a great job of talking and tackling those problems to a great extent. With these problems and with the hope of winter ending and spring coming just around the corner, with an amazing album flow, but really kind of having to use some more bangers towards the end. In my opinion, I feel like the ending kind of gets a little blurred altogether with these very chill cinematic songs, but it could have used some more energy, could have done a little bit better at keeping the listener engaged, instead of it could be seen as all these last 5-6 songs kind of blurring together just a little bit. With the only drawbacks of this entire LP is time-wise, with long intros, long outros, unnecessary time, in my opinion. Like I said, that is one of the downfalls of this album, being songs blurred with each other. But also Shawn does a great job of sticking to his sound, but also it not being Welcome to Winter too, and completely different in its own way. So after the great debate, yes, this is better than Welcome to Winter. But if you listen to these albums back to back, you might get tired of the song. So I definitely recommend, just doing it by themselves. So if you have an hour to kill and you want an emotional experience with an overall production heavy album, SnowDrift is perfect for a listener. And that's basically it. The flow of this album, man, is absolutely amazing, from beginning to end, from top to bottom. It's very, very well done. The story is there. You portray what you want to say in your manner, in your style, such a great way. And I think you've really mastered your style, you could say. With I think it's Reflection, yeah, with Reflection kind of being a very good transition, Welcome to Winter being a very big step up, and SnowDrift kind of your completion of finding what kind of sound and what kind of feel you're going for. This is just an amazing album, very, very small, minor details, but in the big aspect of the album, I feel like it does suffer a little bit from being too long. And I know we've talked about it before, but so after reviewing all of it, after notes, listening to it top to bottom, I'm giving this a strong 7 to a light 8. 7.5, you could say, is where I am putting my critical stamp on. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Take it as you like. Great job though, man. Top to bottom, I know all the work you put into it. The restlessness at the end was tough, but You did a great job, man. And that's what I think. That's my opinion, top to bottom. Sorry, this is a little longer of a review, but I think it's definitely worth it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Peace.